All right, so we can get going. So I'm going to have us use a strap in the beginning. So if you have a strap or a belt handy, you might want that. And we're also going to start in that reclined position that we do a lot. So I'm putting my block at the medium height up at the top of my mat. And then grabbing either a bolster or a nice firm pillow, you can make yourself a little triangle that you can lean back on. Great, yeah. So to start, we're just gonna go ahead and lie back on that triangle wedge. And then I'm gonna give you a choice for how you want to have your legs. You can either bring your feet as wide or a little wider than the mat and just let the knees fall in. That can feel kind of nice on the outside of the hips. So if that's what's been bugging you lately, that can be a nice area to stretch. Or you can bring the soles of the feet together and do a reclined bound ankle, which will open up more of your adductors. So you choose what works for you. I'm gonna go ahead and have my knees together. Great. And then just make any little micro adjustments that you need. We're gonna do our pranayama, our breath work in this position. So just make sure you're really nice and comfy. And then you can either bring a hand to the heart and a hand down to the belly, or you can bring both hands to the belly. We're going to start just with the eyes closed, just starting to really go inward and really feeling that connection between you and baby. Breathing nice and naturally. Noticing if you feel baby moving or if you feel them falling asleep. And keeping that connection between you and baby, starting to focus on what's going on for you today. If your thoughts are taking your attention away, just imagine that your thoughts can start to pour out on the pillow that you're lying on. Letting them come and go, but trying not to get attached to them. Relaxing all through the head and the face. Relaxing through the shoulders and all the way down the spine. And checking in with your physical body, noticing if there are areas that feel particularly tight today, areas that might feel better than they usually do. And just like with our thoughts, trying to take it as information, not judgment. And we'll check in with the emotions as well, seeing how your emotional body feels today. Perhaps that's the area that's drawing most of your attention. If so, imagining that you can just start to quiet the emotions. Again, practicing non-judgment. So we don't want to will those emotions completely away. They're there and they're valid, but we just don't need to be attached to them right now. Just let them be quiet for a little bit. And now we'll bring the attention to breath. So allow the breath to deepen in the nose and soften the jaw. Let the exhales come out the mouth. Nice and slow here, nothing forced. Just slowly deepening the inhales and lengthening the exhales. And we'll see if we can add a mantra in for our practice today. So as you exhale, think the words let go and really let your body drop. Let go. Letting go of the physical body. Letting go of the emotion. Letting go of any tight thoughts. The only thing to do is be here for the next hour, present with yourself, present with your baby. And if you'd like to also set an intention for your practice today, now is a great time to do so. Perhaps it's just a word or a feeling, or it might be a whole idea of what you want to focus on. Three more nice deep breaths. Remembering on that exhale to let go. Good. So we're going to bring movement in following our breath. If your knees are out to the side, go ahead and bring them up. Feet are as wide or a little wider than your mat. And as we inhale, we're going to bring the arms up overhead. And as we exhale, the arms come down and the knees are going to drop to one side. We're just going to windshield wiper here. So inhale, knees and arms come up. Exhale, knees and arms come down, knees going to the other side. Inhales, everything comes up. Exhales, it all comes down. So keep following your breath, moving side to side. And you're welcome to play with your arms. So sometimes it might feel good to let them fall out to the sides instead of down by your hips. You can alternate what you do with the arms. We're just trying to open up here through the hips and the shoulders. And now keep the movement with the hips, but start to let the arms make large circles. Still following that breath. So inhales, bring knees and arms up. Exhales, we make that nice circular motion. Almost like we're moving through water. Or I heard another teacher this week say that it's like moving through honey, and I love that feeling as well. Reversing the direction of the arms as you're ready. And then the next time you exhale, let the arms come out like a T. Let the knees still fall to one side, but leave them there. So you can hang out here, just thinking about being broad across the collarbones, open through the hips. And if you want more of a hip opener, you can bring that inside foot on top of that inside knee. Just some gentle pressure to open up the hip. Nice deep breaths in the nose, out a nice soft open mouth. One more breath. And on your next inhale, knees and arms rise. Exhale, arms again come out into a T, knees fall to the opposite side. Staying here for just a moment to feel that sensation in the hips, feeling open through the shoulders. And then your choice if you want to bring that inside foot on top of that inside knee for a little bit more of an opener. Deepening that breath. Focusing your attention on those areas that you want to let go of. And on those exhales, again, thinking, let go. Good, one more breath. Great, next inhale, knees rise. Hands grab one knee each, and just a little rock side to side, massaging through the back. Great. So feet come down about shoulder width apart. If you need to adjust so that you're back up on your pillow, if you've slipped down, go ahead and do that so that you have a nice solid base. And you're going to want to grab that strap or belt here. So I'm going to keep my left knee bent and I'm going to straighten my right leg. I'm placing that strap on my heel. I find that gives me the most control. And then I'm just going to wrap that strap 1 or 2 times gently around my right hand. So the goal here isn't to be doing a bicep curl. You're not going to be really using that arm. The arm is just there to give a little bit of weight. You can grab with the left as well if you'd like, but again, you're not pulling. So the inhales, we lengthen from hip through the bottom of the foot. And then as we exhale, we draw that foot really gently towards our face. And we're keeping that same breath pattern. Inhales through the nose, really filling the torso. Exhales through a soft, open mouth. Remembering open jaw, open cervix. It's great to practice now. That breath technique can really help when birthing time comes. If this is feeling easy and you want to increase the stretch, go ahead and lengthen the left leg on the mat. Flex through both feet, keeping both legs nice and active. One more breath here. And then go ahead and extend the left arm in a T. And as you exhale, start to drop that right leg out to the right. I only want you to go so far as you can with keeping your left hip on the mat. So that might not be very far for you, and that's fine. But as soon as you feel that left hip start to pop up, I want you to go ahead and bring the right leg up again. Using that breath to focus on the areas that you feel tension here, and using that mantra of let go on the exhales to soften the tissue, soften the body. One more breath. And on your next inhale, that right leg will rise. We're going to go ahead and take the strap now in the left hand. Right arm comes out into that T. And as you exhale, take that full twist now, letting that right leg come as far as is comfortable. The right hip will definitely come off of the mat, and that's fine here. If it feels good for your neck, you can also turn away from your extended leg. And then just check back in with your feet. Are they both flexed? Are both legs active here? And we come back to breath, back to letting go. Good. One more breath. What else can you soften here? Next inhale, letting that right leg come up. Go ahead and bend the knee, remove the strap, hug that knee in. Left leg is long. And then we're going to bring both feet back to the mat. Readjust again. You've probably slipped down your bolster a little bit. Make sure you're nice and supported. Feet are hip width. And I'm going to take my strap and wrap it around my left heel. Wrapping the strap 1 or 2 times around my left hand. And I can join it with my right. But again, we're not pulling. This is super gentle. Especially in pregnancy, we've got all those extra relaxin hormones loosening up our ligaments and our joints. So we don't need to force any of this. Inhale, really feel that length from your sits bone all the way through the heel. And as you exhale, we gently draw the leg a little closer towards the face. Inhales, lengthen and soften. Exhales, we stretch. If you want that little extra stretch, you can go ahead and straighten the right leg down on the mat, flexing through that foot, keeping it nice and active. Let go. One more breath. And then open that right arm out towards the right. And as you exhale, start to let that left leg come down. Really noticing if that right hip starts to come off the mat, you want to scooch back a little bit. Nice deep breaths into where you feel this. Continuing to focus the idea of let go on the exhales. Making sure both legs are still active, feet are flexed. One more nice breath here. And on the next inhale, that left leg rises. Take a hold of the strap in the right hand as you let your left arm come nice and long. And we're gonna exhale that right leg all the way over into that twist. If you're like me and you're falling off your pillow at all, go ahead and adjust yourself. And if you'd like to look over that left shoulder, go for it. Feet are active. Breath is big. What can you let go of? One more breath. And on an inhale, that leg rises. We're going to bend the knee, remove that strap. You can put the strap aside and hug that left knee in. Good. Hug both knees in. Now one hand on each side, knees are wide, and a little rock again. So we're going to rock all the way to one side. Stay here for a full breath. And then good practice to start at any point in pregnancy is when you do want to get up from either a side lying or any sort of reclined position, as you exhale, hug baby into the spine. Keep hugging baby in as you use your hands to help you come up. That's a really great technique to help protect your rectus abdominis, which are the ab muscles that tend to separate a bit during pregnancy. There will always be some separation, but what we're trying to avoid is a diastasis recti where the separation is so great that it takes a lot of time in postpartum to repair. So always making sure that you really have that support in that core first before you move. So go ahead and remove the pillow and the block from your mat. And we're gonna take our towel or light blanket and just place it sideways on the mat here. We're gonna be coming into gate pose. So I want that blanket right underneath your knees with the mat the long way. So coming up into your gate pose on your knees, we're just going to start, we're not even really in gate yet, we're just up on the knees. We're just gonna start warming up the spine a bit. So as you inhale, open up the arms like you're opening your wings, looking up. And as you exhale, bringing the arms forward, finding that nice cat spine. We're gonna bring that movement in here. So inhaling, opening the wings, opening the chest. Exhaling into cat, finding your pace here. Something to think about is as you're opening, think about opening through the chest, not arching through the low back. We already have more of an open, more of a curve in that low back when we're pregnant. So the natural curve is fine. We don't need to add anything to it. But opening in those chest, in that chest, in the shoulders, in the neck, that's a lovely thing to do, especially to help the changes through pregnancy. One more in each direction. Good. Then next time you come up, you're going to extend one leg long. So we're in our half gate here. Inhaling, nice and long spine. As we exhale, we're going to start a nice seesaw. So one hand comes down, one hand goes up. Inhales, bring us up. Exhales, bring us to the other side. So find your flow and your pace here. If you're like me and you're feeling particularly tight in the side waist, you might want to go a little bit slower so you can feel that change in the tissue as you move. Growing a little bit more with each movement. One more time, each direction. And the next time your hand is flat on the mat, go ahead and bring your other arm up high towards the ceiling. And then I want you to hug baby in, and on your next inhale, we're going to inhale that straight leg and start to rotate the foot and the ankle. Starting to wake up our core, reverse the direction of the rotation. And then we're going to bring that rotation into the hip. So we're going to start to make either small or large circles, really depending on how you're feeling today. Reversing those circles as you're ready. Keeping that connection with the core. So hugging not just in the belly, but all the way around the side waist and the low back. Good. One breath in stillness here. So flexing through that foot. And as you exhale, bringing that foot down, inhaling, let the arms rise all the way up on the knee. And now we're going to sit back on that bent knee, bringing the arms forward. So this is almost like a child's pose with one leg extended. Coming back to that idea of letting go, what can you soften here? Can you let the elbows bend? Maybe the head comes all the way down to the floor, maybe not. Two nice deep breaths here. Good. On your next inhale, hug baby in. Use your hands to help you come back up. And we're going to inhale all the way back up, bringing that knee in, coming back so that we're on our knees, arms are out in a T. Inhale, lengthen. And then we're going to bring that other leg long. And as we're ready, we're going to exhale, bring one hand down, one arm up. And start our seesaw on this side. So inhaling through center, exhaling, working on opening those ribs, opening the sideways. Following your breath here, maybe coming back to that idea of moving through honey. Noticing in this flow all the amazing ways your body can still move and grow. And we'll do one more time each direction. Next time that hand is flat on the mat, go ahead and keep it on the mat. We're gonna inhale here Exhale, hug baby in, and then next inhale, we're gonna lift that straight leg. Start by just rotating through the ankle. And I'm bringing my arm back up towards the ceiling. Good, reversing the direction as you're ready. And keeping baby hugged in, we're gonna bring that rotation to the hips. So making small or large circles with the hips. Sometimes it's nice to start small and spiral out. Just see what feels good today. Good, and reversing that direction as you're ready. Great, we're gonna take a breath in stillness here, flexing through the foot, reaching through the arm. And as you're ready, you'll exhale that foot down. Inhale, the torso rises, arms rise, gaze rises. As we exhale, we're gonna sit back into the bent leg, reaching the arms forward, and then starting to soften. So thinking child's pose here. Breath gets deep again. Where can you let go? One more breath. And on an inhale, using the hands to help walk you back up, we're gonna bring that other knee in, and we're gonna inhale all the way up. As we exhale, let's just take one more of those nice cat spines, just for a counter pose. And then inhaling, arms come wide. Good, so we're gonna bring that opposite leg straight again. So you'll be back in that first position you were in half gate. And I'm gonna give some options here. We're gonna wake up the core a little bit more. So inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, that opposite hand comes down and the top arm goes up. So you can stay right here. Some of us are going to move into more of a side plank. You can stay here. You could lift that straight leg, flex through the foot, and you can stay there. You can choose to take it a step further, bring the bottom leg straight and the top leg bends. So this is a nice challenge for the obliques. Or if you have your side plank in your practice and you want to take the full side plank, go for it. We're going to spend a moment here hugging baby in, feeling how strong you are. Good. Can you take one more deep breath? Wonderful. And then slowly coming on out. Good. We're going to all inhale back through center. Arms come up. This time, let the hands come down to prayer. Bring both knees under you now. One hand comes to the heart. One hand comes to baby. And we're going to let go like a kneeling Tadasana. Look at the amazing things your body can do, mama. All right, as you're ready, you're gonna inhale, eyes open. We're gonna take it to the other side. So I'm gonna inhale, arms come wide. I bring my other leg out. And then as I exhale, one hand's gonna come down to the mat. The other is gonna go up towards the ceiling. This can be your side plank. You can hang out right here. If you wanna take it a step further, you can inhale that leg high, flexing through the foot. This could be your side plank. If you want to take it a step further, you can bring that foot to the center of the mat and then let the bottom leg extend long. That's a nice challenge for the core. And then if you do want to go into the full side plank, you're welcome to take that with me. So we're going to hang out here for a couple of breaths. Feeling that strength. Knowing all those little wobbles and wiggles as your body getting stronger. One more breath. You're doing awesome, mama. And then we're going to slowly come out in a way that feels good. Bringing both knees under us as we inhale, arms come up, gaze is up. Exhale, hands through heart center, one hand to the heart, one hand to baby. Check back in. Can you let go in your hips and your belly? Bringing in those nice big breaths. Settling down. Good. Next inhale, eyes open. We're going to bring our hands in front of us like we're getting into a table. And then we're going to walk each foot out into a nice wide-legged forward fold. From here, just allow yourself to fold. So knees can be soft. We don't want those legs locked. And we just want to let the head and the shoulders drop. Feel free to bring your hands wherever they feel supportive. So that could be right under the shoulders, or if you want a little extra balance, you can bring them to the legs, whatever feels good today. One more nice deep breath. Good, and then we're gonna turn our heels in at about 45 degrees, and we're just going to start to flow from side to side. So as I exhale, I'm gonna bend into one knee, straightening the opposite leg, and as I inhale, I come up through center, exhaling to the other side. So going nice and slowly, stretching through the pelvis and the adductors, those muscles in between the thighs. And this is a place where I am going to give that kind of level 2 option. So this might be enough for you. If you are more flexible and you're comfortable coming into half squat, you are welcome to get that low. Just don't force anything, especially if you're having any sort of pubic symphysis pain. I don't want you in half squat. Nice. Good. One more time each side. And then coming back to center, we're going to parallel those feet one more time as we take another forward fold. Seeing if you can drop just a little deeper. And then again, bringing the heels in, bend the knees, bring the elbows to the knees, nice flat back. Just take a full breath here. Keeping with that flat back, knees bent. Inhale, press through the feet as you extend the legs and rise all the way up to stand. Gazes up, arms up. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Hand to the heart, hand to baby. If you feel stable, you can let the eyes close and just take in what it feels like to be up on the legs. Good. Next, inhale, eyes open. We're going to bring in some of our squats. So go ahead and make sure that those heels are turned in at 45 degrees. And we're going to start by inhaling, arms up. And as we exhale, hands through palm center, we're going to squat on down. Inhales to rise. Exhales to squat, finding the pace that feels good. And you never need to feel like you have to go as low as I'm going. Any amount is good. And this is where we'll bring in our pelvic floor work as well. So on the exhales, I want you to engage that pelvic floor, bringing it up, up, up. Inhales, release completely. Exhales, we engage that pelvic floor up and in. Inhales, release. Good. I can tell you that when I hit near the end of my third trimester with both of my kids, I think I spent full days doing squats. That's what it felt like anyway. It was a good way to get all that prana, all that energy moving in the right direction. One more. And then next time you're up, parallel the feet, arms rise, hands come through heart center on that exhale, and we're going to take that pause again. So hand to the heart, hand to baby. Can you kind of let yourself release those hips, release the belly, release the shoulders. Come back to your intention. Good. Next inhale, letting the eyes open. We're going to reverse our squats. So bringing the heels in again, toes are out. And this time, as we inhale, arms rise and come out. And we're going to exhale, squat down. Inhale, draw the palms through the heart centers if you're drawing the energy up. Exhales, letting that energy fall out around you. So this time we're also going to reverse our pelvic floor exercises. It's nice to be flexible in how we practice those. So on the inhale, as I'm drawing that energy up, I'm going to go ahead and draw my pelvic floor up. And exhale, I release that energy down and I release the pelvic floor as well. This is more the action that we tend to have during birthing, where we want those exhales to bring baby down. So we release the pelvic floor on the exhale. We release the jaw. Good. Two more. Last one. Next inhale, let the arms rise, parallel the feet. Then as we exhale, once again, hand to the heart, hand to baby. Let go. Good. Next inhale opens the eyes. I want you to bend the knees and go ahead and remove that blanket or towel that was on your mat. And then you can heel toe the feet in so you're at a good position to come down to a yogic squat. You're always welcome to sit on a block for this. Today I'm going to choose to balance. Good. A nice low yogic squat, ideally with the elbows on the insides of the knee. And then really let the pelvis drop here. So nice and long through the low back. Feeling that length in the spine grow all the way up through the crown of the head. If you feel stable, you can let the eyes close. And we're going to come back to that pelvic floor action. So on your inhale, go ahead and draw the pelvic floor muscles together and up, up, up. Exhales, releasing the pelvic floor completely. Sometimes it's nice to imagine that we're riding on an elevator car. So the inhales are bringing that elevator all the way up. And the exhales bring that elevator all the way down, maybe all the way down to the basement. Really let go. We're going to do 2 more. Good. If you're on a block, go ahead and remove it. We're all going to come down onto our bums. And we're going to get set up for pigeon. So getting a little bit more into the legs. So I'm going to bring my, my right knee is bent and I'm making almost a 90 degree, but you can always have your knee more bent. It's less of a stretch if it's more bent. And I'm going to extend my left leg behind me, curling the toes under to start until I feel that my hips are nice and centered. And depending on how your hips feel today, it's totally fine if you need to take a block or a pillow and pop it underneath your hip, or even a rolled up blanket. The block is a little too high for me. So you might want to play with it. You should have plenty of room for the belly as well. And again, if you are someone who is experiencing any sort of pubic symphysis discomfort, please do a modification of pigeon. Please don't do this one. So we're going to start in a nice king pigeon. So up on the fingertips, inhaling, open through the chest. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, keeping the spine nice and long. You can walk the arms out and finding your favorite position to come down to. So some people like to make a little pillow out of their hands. Some people actually put a pillow in front of their head. I like to bring my head all the way down to the mat. Wherever you are, see if you can surrender into this. Coming back to those deep breaths in and back to that mantra, let go as you exhale. Good, a few more breaths. What can you let go of here? And as you're ready, on an inhale, slowly walk the hands in, hugging baby in. We're going to come back to our king pigeon first. So really broadening through the torso. And then we're going to lean into that right hip, sitting down on the right, bringing that left leg around. If you have the room, you can go ahead and cradle the bottom of your leg. So I'm bringing my left foot into the crux of my right arm. And I'm just rocking back and forth to release that hip. Depending on your anatomy, this may or may not be possible for you, and that's fine. So then we're going to take it to the other side. So I'm setting up with my left leg bent around a 90-degree angle or less if I want less of a stretch. I'm going to bring my right leg behind me and I'm going to curl my toes under it first so that I can feel that my hips are level. If you need any sort of bolstering, please grab it. So then I'm going to let my toes come flat on the mat. I'm going to bring my fingertips down on the mat, inhaling nice long spine, finding that king pigeon. Never skip this step. This is where we're opening up through the hip flexors and through the round ligaments. And then once you're ready, as you exhale, keeping that nice long spine, walking the hands in front of you and choosing how you would like to come down, if it's like me all the way to the mat or maybe to a pillow or stacked hands. Really softening here. Pigeon can be a little intense, but it's also the kind of pose that you need to hold for a while to allow your ligaments, your tendons, your muscles to really start to let go. Can you sink a little bit more? Two more nice full deep breaths. Let go. Good, and as you're ready, hug baby in, slowly walking back up. We're gonna come down onto that left hip, bringing that right leg around. And then if you are able to cradle that lower leg, you can do that and just rock it a little side to side, loosening up that hip. Good. So for Shavasana, we're going to go from a reclined bound ankle into Shavasana. So if there are any other poses that you want before then, this is a great time to do that. I'm going to go ahead and get set up for Shavasana in the same way I did when we started class. So I've got a block at a medium height at the top of my mat. I have a bolster or a firm pillow that I place on that block to make myself a nice triangle here. And then I'm going to bring my strap back and I'll show you how I'm using it. It's totally optional if you would like to use it or not. So I'm going to start with my feet, the soles of my feet together. And I'm going to take that strap. And again, this is completely optional. It just, for me, helps me relax a little bit more. And I have the strap going behind my back, down, and then in front of my feet. And then you can either tie your strap, or if you have a clasp like mine, you can clasp it together. It shouldn't be tight. It's just going to hold everything in place so that my muscles don't need to do the work. So then I'm bringing the base of my spine down to the base of the pillow, and I'm lying down here. If you need any additional pillows for your head, or if you want pillows underneath the knees, you might not have this flexibility, you're welcome to do that as well. And then letting the palms face up, the arms come out, and the eyes to close. So we're going to take a few deep breaths together. As you're ready, you're going to inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, think of releasing the whole body. Inhaling through the nose as you're ready. Exhale, think of releasing all emotion. Inhaling as you're ready. Exhale, releasing the mind. Let go. So I'll walk you through a guided meditation for relaxation. Whenever you feel like you don't want to be in this pose anymore, you can go ahead and let the legs extend into Shavasana. You can even put another pillow or bolster under your knees. Or if this is just your favorite pose, as it is for so many, you're welcome to stay here the whole time. But you make that choice for yourself. Wherever you are, go ahead and let your head sink down into your pillows. Imagining that your thoughts can pour out through your skull. Letting the eyes sink in their sockets. All expression falls from the face. Teeth separate as the jaw releases completely. Tongue floats in the mouth. Releasing the muscles in the back of the head where the head meets the neck. Releasing the muscles all down the neck. Open throat. Softening in the shoulders. Softening across the collarbones. Completely letting go of the weight of the arms. The arms release from the shoulders to the elbows, to the wrists, down through each finger, and the palm of the hand releases. Releasing through the upper back, open through the heart and the lungs. Releasing down through the mid-back, softening the ribs, softening the sternum, and noticing the solar plexus, an energetic center right near the sternum, releases all emotions. Letting go through the low back, through the side waist, Releasing in the hips, letting the belly be nice and soft and round. Noticing baby, whether or not you feel movement, knowing that they're there and benefiting from this relaxation. Releasing through the pelvis and the pelvic floor. Letting go through the thighs, through the knees, through the shins and the calves, down through the ankles, letting go through the tops and soles of the feet and every toe. Release the whole body. Let go. Slowly now, beginning to deepen the breath. Feeling baby rise and sink with your breath. Beginning to wiggle toes and fingers. Rotating wrists and ankles. As you're ready, inhaling arms overhead, full body stretch. If it feels good, you can hug the knees in nice and wide, rocking a little, waking up the spine. Until you're ready to roll to one side. And stay here for a full breath. When you are ready to start finding your seat, remember to first hug baby in and use those hands to help you sit up. If it's easy, you can come to sit on a pillow or a block, just so your hips are elevated. But if those are far from you, don't worry about it. And we'll bring a hand to the heart and hand to baby, taking this time to check back in. Coming back to your intention. And seeing if there's anything else you'd like to let go of. We'll take one last breath together. So as you're ready, you'll inhale through the nose. Exhale, let go. Hands come to heart center. We bow the head. And we give gratitude first to ourselves for taking this time to care for our body, to quiet our mind and our emotions. Self-care is so vital, especially during pregnancy. And as we care for ourselves, we can be more present and caring to those around us. We also thank our baby for joining in the practice. As our bodies grow and their body grows, we know that these practices benefit them just like they benefit us. And lifting the gaze, we thank each other with a namaste. Namaste.